Hi. Today I'm going to go over what I did in class, basic corrections. We do basic corrections in a Photoshop program known as Bridge. There's something that works just the same in Lightroom. I think it falls underneath Developer. Okay, and if you want to buy Lightroom, I can walk you through that part. But here we go. When you just get into Bridge, it's going to look like this. The first thing you're going to do over here is you're going to change it to film strip, which is going to change the way it looks. Now, I usually put my folders on my desktop, so you can come down here at the bottom and you can find your folders. I usually sort it by whatever category I need to. I'm going to open up photos right now. And it has all the things that are in my photos for all different kinds of reasons. All right, so I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to find something. Maybe I'll go into camera phone. There's a lot of pictures in there of all kinds of different stuff. Let's see. What do I want to do? Too much of what I don't want. All right, I'm going to take this one right here. When you click on it, it gets bigger. If you want to click or select several different images, on Apple you hold down the Command key. It would be Alt on a PC. And you can shoot however many pictures you want. Okay? But I'm just going to choose one. Then up here, there's a little thing up here that actually looks like an aperture on a camera lens. That's Camera Raw. Camera Raw corrects your image without destroying anything. You don't lose pixels in Bridge or Camera Raw corrections. What's the difference between that? All right. Right now I have an 8-bit picture and it's 244/48 by 300 blah, 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 blah. 8 megapixel, and it's huge. And everything is not real huge, but it's pretty big. All right. Everything that I do in Photoshop takes pixels away. And taking pixels away means you lose what's important in the picture. All right, first thing I'm going to explain, up here is your histograph. And I would click on this and I'd click on that because that's going to show clipping. When that turns white, that means something is not good happening. The other thing it does is, see on the figure, let me turn it out. Turn it on. Do you see how that shows me where the burned out areas of my picture are? And that's good to know. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down, and I always start at the top and I work my way down. I'm going to go to my white balance and I'm going to change it to auto. Okay. Now I'm going to undo it and I'm going to let you see. Do you see how it's very yellow there? And that's corrected it for the tungsten light. We also lost a lot of glare. We still have some, but we lost a lot of glare. Now, while that glare is there, we're going to go to the second icon right here. And we're going to click at this end because that's where our whites are, and we're going to move it down. Do you see how? Move it down. See how they disappear? Okay. You can do the same thing on this end. I'm going to make them show up. Let's see, can I? Well, I can actually go good ways. That's not good. All right. So then I'm going to pinch in the middle, click, hold, and drag it down. This is going to change your contrast. All right. I'm going to push it back up. That's where it was. You see how it makes your darks darker. It gives you something that's a little more rich. Now we're going to go back to our little aperture again. We're going to come down here and it says all these things. This changes your color quality. This changes your exposure. So the first thing I do is I click auto. All right. Now let's click it off. Whoop, let's go back to default. That's where it was. That's where Photoshop says it should be. All right. What's the difference? All right. This is a little lighter. It's a little glarier. The black in this is much richer, right? It's got a little more texture to it. There's a lot of things that are interesting in this, okay? Your exposure, so you can make it darker or lighter depending on what you want. Contrast makes it, all right, see that's glary, that's flat. All right, highlights. Too much, too little, okay? And what it does is it gives detail in your highlights. Shadows, you see that blue coming up? All right, that blue coming up is too much, that's clipped, or too light. White, we can increase the white, we can darken the white, all right? And same with black, all right? I'm gonna go back up and hit auto. Now, for me, that figure is a little dark, so I may ease up on my highlights a little bit. Oh no. Yep. Maybe back off on that a little bit. Get it to where it looks right to you. Down here at the bottom, I usually don't mess with any of it. And I'll show you more that you can do with it later on, but for now, not so much. Okay. We've already gone here. We've tweaked it a little bit. Okay, the next thing, there's something that looks like a camera right there. I'm going to click on that. This thing's super smart. You're going to click on Remove Chromatic Aberrations. You don't have to know what that means. Enable Profile Correction. You're going to click on that. And this is very smart. It knows that I took this picture with an Apple phone. Okay? And I can change it to custom if I want and make some corrections. Basically, that's all you need. Vignetting means putting a dark edge around it. I don't usually do that in here. Next thing we're going to go to are the two little triangles. We're going to click on that. On your keyboard, you're going to hold down the Command and the Option button. Oops, forgot something. Double click on your magnifying glass. That's going to give you 100%. And sometimes I like to get even closer than that. Okay, now the Command and Option button, hold that down and it turns black and white. But what this allows you to do is it's going to allow you to see your detail in there. You know, as you get it too far over, you see all those pixels. You don't want those. You want it just kind of nice. All right. Radius, same thing. You want a nice even line around it. See what that's bad. That's bad. Most of the time with cell phone pictures, it's going to be lower than 1. Detail, click on that. If you go all the way up, oops, I let go. You can see it's starting to pixelate on you. You don't want that. You don't want to see that. You just want to see a nice clean line. And you have to look kind of close when you're doing it. Masking. This is what I use the most. When you move it over, you tell it how much you want to mask. If you go way like that, I mean, that's going to mean just your edges are going to be sharp. I don't usually use that. I kind of get in between, so I've got some texture in her body. I've got some texture in the background. Okay? Now, you're ready to open your image. You just hit Open Image, and it will open it automatically into Photoshop. You'll also see it saves everything you did in Bridge. So you can go back and you can change that. Let's go back. So we can go here and we can go here again. And we can change stuff. Maybe I noticed it got really glary right there. I don't like that. I'm going to see what I can do to make that go away. I didn't expect that. Did that make it go away? I don't know. Okay, that I think definitely did. Might have to scroll around. Now this is at 200%, so it's pretty darn big. Okay, it's pretty darn big. But I kind of like the way that looks better. Okay, so then you're gonna open your image. Okay, now it may open too. So see, I've got that one and I've got that one. Wow, do you see the difference? Now I'm going to pull this down and separate it and pull that one down and separate it so you can see the two next to each other. Okay, now that's what's cool about Bridge. If you did this in Photoshop, you're just crud out of luck. You're just out of luck. But here, I can change it. Look at the detail in here. This is so much nicer than this one. So Bridge allows you to make those changes.